What is up, everybody? It's your boy Robbie J. Fox, and we are on day 12 of Horror Month. Now, I am 3 days behind, which means I'm 3 videos behind, and I will catch up. Do not worry. I have some videos planned out. This one took me a little bit longer, mostly because this is a 4-part series, and I'm going to try to jump into all 4 of them. So this may be a little bit longer video than usual. But today we are talking about a 4-part series that each part is better than the last. At least that's what I wish I could say. Now, this series is called the Jinrou game, or the Werewolf game. This series is broken down into 4 stories, which 2 are connected. The 3rd is a complete separate story. The 4th one is actually not translated, like the manga isn't translated, so I can't really read it nor talk about it, but however, I did happen to find that there is a live action TV series based on the manga. And shockingly, you can watch the full seasons on YouTube. I don't know how. I'm not sure why the YouTube copyright system didn't take it down. There might be something shady going on, or they may have perms. I don't know. But all I know is that there is a YouTube channel where you can watch the full season of the 4th version of the Werewolf game, or the Jinrou game. Now, do be warned, in this video there are going to be some spoilers, so do keep that in mind, but I will try to reduce the spoilers as much as possible.
Hey, spoiler alert!
The premise for all 4 stories are pretty simple. A group of high school students are trapped in a building with a strangulation device attached to their necks. They wake up finding out that they have to play a game where 2 of them are secretly werewolves. The rest of them are villagers. The 2 werewolves go out at night to kill 1 villager. The next day, the villagers must vote on who they think the werewolf is. Whoever has the most votes gets killed. However, there are certain villagers that have different abilities, and these abilities vary throughout the 4 Jinrou games. There is the bodyguard ability, in which one person is chosen to be protected, which locks the door of the person inside at night. If the werewolves choose that door, they cannot kill anyone that night, and they are unable to open that door. Then there is the prophet. The prophet can see whether a person is a villager or a werewolf. However, this only works once a day for 1 person. There are other roles as well, such as the fox, which appears in the sequel Jinrou game Crazy Fox. There is twins and a seer, which is pretty much the same thing as the prophet. These roles are used to even the odds against the werewolves. However, the odds are pretty rough, as the chances of catching a werewolf is slim, while executing an innocent person is extremely high, especially when there's little evidence to prove anything else. Now, for the first manga, it's as basic as you can expect. The characters are mildly bland and the deaths are mediocre. It's a good read, but nothing praiseworthy. While the premise is absolutely fantastic, the overall story is lackluster. The main character is a decent character, but she's pretty much being carried by her own emotions and hiding behind the guy she's crushing on. The art in the first manga is also really decent as well. At least the characters in the art are actually distinctive, so you won't have any trouble seeing which character is which. Their personalities are also in tangent with their art, so that drives home each character's uniqueness. I won't say the manga was bad or anything to that nature, it's just average. But I do suggest you push through it, because the manga that follows this one is completely worth it. The second manga is called Jinrou Game B-Side, which follows our previous antagonist and another survivor placed in the phase 2 of the game. And yes, there is a phase 2. Instead of them being villagers in this version, they are now werewolves. Now, this manga carries the entire series because it is extremely well done. Our protagonist goes from being some wimpy boy crazy girl into a absolute killer. She's more cunning and more bloodthirsty. She was afraid of playing the game in the previous manga, but now she's actually starting to enjoy it. This transition makes her character not only more likable, but also more endearing, as she's more focused on enjoying the game instead of purely trying to survive. She will not hesitate to actually betray her partners as long as it means she survives to the end. Everything in this manga is significantly better. There's more people, more werewolves, and the deaths are far more gruesome. The emotions of the characters are also more transparent, and the atmosphere actually feels like a horror story. The art improved a lot better than it was in the first manga, as well as the characters are also more fleshed out. So this is by far my favorite one out of the entire series. Now for the third one. My God, I don't even know where to start with this one. It's not terrible, I can say that much at least, but it is definitely my least favorite one. For starters, we have a brand new protagonist who is, again, my least favorite character. And you know a story's off to a bad start when you hate the main character. Now, my reason for hating her is extremely valid. Her motives are incredibly stupid. Her reasons for playing the game isn't for self-preservation or anything to that extent, but to protect the guy she just met that she seems to fall in love with. And the story tries to back up her insanity by adding in her own backstory, which is the sole driving force that pushes her emotions onto this guy she's crushing on, who I'm going to assume resembles her father in some way, considering that she was assaulted and abused by her own stepfather, which makes her long for her real father even more. Her gushing over this guy takes away any suspense that you had from the previous two mangas. The manga made her out to be some sort of yandere character, except just a very bad one. Even though the ending was somewhat predictable, there was some moments that completely threw me off. There were some plot twists that was actually pretty decent, but the manga would have been so much better if they removed her diluted romance or really heavily nerfed it. It was overplayed, cliche, and just overall annoying. This manga also suffers the same issue that the first one had, and that's just from the characters being overall bland. The main character had some spice to her, but overall the other characters were so bland that I can't even remember the names, and I just finished reading it. Once again, you know a character isn't important to the story when they have no description on my anime list. Big yikes. Now the fourth one, I would say I did not read because I couldn't find an English translation for it. However, shockingly, I said this in the earlier part of this video, the entire live action series is on YouTube, which shocked me. And I was able to sit through the entire series, and I will say this. I have never had high hopes for an anime/manga adaptation, but this one was actually really good. I would say the TV series was significantly better than all of the mangas themselves. Not only is the TV series really good, but it's actually rewatchable. Like, I kind of wanted to watch it again to see if I missed anything from like the ending, because the ending kind of threw me off. But it was really good. I enjoyed the TV series, which is odd because most people do not like TV series over the manga. But again, the TV series is so much better than the actual manga. And for those who want to know what the TV series is called the Jinrou game Lost Eden. And again, you can find it on YouTube. All 12 episodes are there. So I would recommend that if you have some time, give it a nice good binge. If I had to rate all of them, which I will, I would say part 1 is a 5 out of 10. Part 2, the B-side, is a 6 out of 10. Part 3, Crazy Fox, it's a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry, I can't give it anything higher than a 4. It's just a 4. And the TV series Lost Eden is a 7 out of 10. I really like the TV series, and part 2 was really good. Although in comparison to the other mangas that I've done for Horror Month, I can't justifiably give part 2 a 7 or anything higher than that, because there are other mangas that are actually a 7 that deserves to be a 7, and they're significantly better than the part 2 of the series. So I will say that a 6 is somewhat justifiable. Maybe it's a little high, but maybe a 5.5 to a 6. I'm not sure. I will say that it is kind of a bit unfair to give it a 7, so I'm gonna stick with the 6. But anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys for coming out to the videos. Please like, comments, and subscribe. Will you read it? Will you not read it? Do you think this series is bad, or did you enjoy it? Please tell me your thoughts in the comment section. Without further ado, you know what it is. It's your boy Robbie J. Fox, and with love, until next time, fuck off.